New year and new video, but still the old me, your host, your one and only Guyver, and welcome to Tech Cool Video. Now for today's episode, we're going to take a look at one of the proud local brand named Garuda Gear. Now if you want to follow them, check them out, what are their offerings, giveaways, and other products, make sure that you search Garuda Gear PH because just searching Garuda Gear will give you so many results. And disclaimer that this video is not sponsored by them. I just want to make sure that you get their name clear. Now, if you have seen my FB Reels / Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, you've already seen that I mentioned a few features about this product. But on today's episode, we're going to dive a little bit more into the details on why I would say that this mouse is the best budget wireless gaming mouse right now in the market for my fellow gamers and content creators. Let's start first with the build quality. Just like any premium mouse in the market, it is made of high quality light plastic. That's why it only weighs around 80 grams. If you're going to ask, wait, that's a little bit heavy, but on this price point, it's the lightest that you can get, considering that there are a lot more features on this mouse that we're going to talk about later. Also, it is suitable for different type of hands, especially if you have a small hands like mine. The side buttons are well placed wherein you will not have any hard time clicking those side buttons. Also, it already has a grip type of feature that is embedded within the mouse itself. So in case you have a sweaty hands, especially when you're gaming too long, you won't have any problem with that. Very, very neat. Last but not the least, you can actually change its shells to a honeycomb one and a plain one. But please do take note that once you use the plain shell, the RGB effect will be limited to just the one at the very bottom. Also, it's magnetic, so you don't need to screw and you won't screw this up. Yeah. Okay, now before we proceed to more features of this mouse, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and you have punched the notification bell icon as many times and kicked the like button so you'll be notified every time that I'm going to release a video. And of course, it's going to help this video in terms of analytics. I need to be honest, analytics is the key for growth in YouTube. So yeah. Okay, so here is a quick breakdown of the special things that this mouse has. The first one is it is housed with a PIXART sensor, 3325 to be exact. Also, the switches that was used in this mouse are Huano Blue Switches, so you will be assured that it will last for a very, very long time, especially if you're playing Dota FPS where you need to click a lot of times. Other than that, it has a wireless and cable type of connectivity, which I think you've already guys know. Now, its DPI settings can range up to 10,000. Now, for the battery of this mouse, it houses a 400 milliampere battery. As per their website, there is not clear indication on how long does this mouse could last, but if we're going to hit a ballpark of guessing, it should go around 12 hours and more. So I think that's pretty much covers all of the features of this mouse. Aside from, it also comes with a software support that you can download in their website. So rest assured that you'll be able to customize all of these buttons, DPI settings, and more. Lastly, every time that you're going to change this mouse DPI, it changes color. So that's a pretty neat addition, especially if you want to know what is the current DPI that you have. It's color coded in their software. Now, for the performance, and I'm happy to say that while playing Rainbow Six Siege, Dota, mobile games via emulator, or those classic RPG style things, it does work well. However, there's this one problem that I've encountered while using this mouse. I've tested this mouse without using any mouse pad. The reason why is because the mouse pad that I have is a felt base mouse pad. So I'm using that together with my Dareyu A950. Is that the name? Whatever. 950, and that specific mouse works well together with other brands aside from this mouse. Now, I'm not saying that's a deal breaker, but it's something that you want to be cautious about because the mouse pad that you have might not work with this mouse. Now, let's do a recap on everything that I mentioned on this video. For the build quality, I would be rating it as a 4 because they take into consideration if the user will have a sweaty hands and embedded a grip type texture within the mouse itself. So you won't be needing to replace or buy any grip tape if you have a sweaty hand. So kudos to you, Garuda Gear, for taking that into consideration. As for the design, I will be rating it as 3.5 because they take into account of having a removable shell. And why 3.5? Because it looks like any other mouse. And I hope that in their next iteration or within the next few months, they offer a customizable type of shell. So you won't need to buy new mouse to have a different type of mouse in terms of design. I hope you understand. Now, for the performance, I will be rating it as a 4. As much as I want to rate it, as much as I want to rate it as a 4.5 or 5, I would only be rating it as a 4. Not because of the sensor that they use, but it's just that it doesn't work with my mousepad. I know it should not be a deal breaker, but for me, it is. If I upgraded to this mouse, I will be pretty much be costing myself another trackpad or not using a mousepad at all. So that's a big letdown, although I think majority of you guys are watching have that smooth texture mousepad, so you will have nothing to worry about buying this mouse. And lastly, for the price, I will be rating it as a 5 out of 5 because this mouse only costs around 800 pesos, which is very affordable considering all of the features that I mentioned throughout this video. You cannot find any other mouse that offers all of this for the price. Okay, so a little bit sidebar here. This is the editor Garuda, so it's a little bit... Anyway, so I hope you can hear me, but there's one thing that I wish that Garuda Gear will implement in their next lineup of gaming mouse, and that is if they could have a charging dock like the Razer, the Logitech, and the Ryu A950, and I think that will be a massive market breaker, or it's gonna be a massive hit considering that they were able to price this mouse with all these specs. And what if, just what if, they could make a charging dock for the mouse that has all of these features and it should still be an affordable one. Just what if. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, press thumbs up and consider yourself subscribing and supporting this channel more. Again, this is not sponsored by Garuda Gear, but I hope someday I could work with you guys. So once again, this is your host, Garuda, saying that Happy New Year, and I hope that you get something good out of this video. Bye-bye! Kamehameha!